But Andrew Allison, I believe, is here with us, Chief Executive of the Freedom Association. Andrew, very good morning. Welcome to breakfast.
Good morning, Mike.
Now, how are things up in sunny Yorkshire, God's own country, they call it? What's the outlook on the weather front?
Very, very nice. It's about 23, 24 today. In fact, I'm heading to Bicester.
Oh, very nice.
And it's going to be even hotter there. So I do take your point on the differences in weather in different parts of the country. Look, we still have some scorched earth here, some sort of very horrible-looking dry grass.
Yeah.
Here in Yorkshire, but there's also plenty of greenery as well. So it's not as bad as those images that I see of College Green in London.
No, which is not really green at all. Yeah, but I mean, are we not now in a dangerous position, Andrew? Once again, the government overreaching, telling us what we should and shouldn't do. Water companies who can't even control the number of millions of litres of water leaking out of their own pipes, telling us to stop using their product.
Well, precisely. I mean, and the water leaking out of their pipes has been a problem for as long as I can remember, and probably as long as you've been broadcasting, I would imagine, Mike. It's just a perennial story. I mean, Thames Water has a desalination plant, which I believe that it's closed down because it's quite expensive to run.
Well, do you know what? Beckton it's in, a place just sort of east of Canary Wharf. I'm told it never actually opened. It was opened in 2010 by the Duke of Edinburgh, but it's never actually been operational. And now they say, because the electricity prices are so high, they can't afford to run it. I mean, it's incredible.
Yeah, you couldn't make this stuff up, could you, really? Yeah. But apparently it can produce about 140, 150 million litres of clean water, which is 33 million gallons, so brilliant.
Right.
And I've also read that it was part of Thames Water's drought plan to the Environment Agency earlier this year, yet they obviously had no intention to
No. But also, I mean, I was saying this at the weekend to Kevin O'Sullivan, you know, we actually live on an island, you know, we are surrounded by water. Surely desalination, if we are to be looking through, I mean, forget about the fact that the water companies are all useless and they can't control their own water feeds. If we did need more water, we're surrounded by it. What's wrong with putting a few desalination plants in?
Well, precisely. I couldn't agree more with you. Around 71% of this planet is water.
Yeah.
29% is land and, you know, continents and islands. I mean, surely this is the way forward. So, I mean, there's no excuse from these water companies. I mean, they come up with excuses from all the time. I mean, you know, take a shorter shower if you want to. Fine. I mean, telling people not to shower.
Yeah.
But at one point, we were told that we couldn't have a bath, couldn't we? Because having a bath is wasteful and it's much more healthy to have a shower. It's better for the environment. So we have showers, and then we're told that we can't even have them. I mean, just get out of our faces, please.
Yeah, really. I mean, and people are fairly sensible, aren't they? I mean, the latest one is the front page of The Sun here, which is that don't have any barbecues. I mean, because you might set fire to the local heathland, and that'll be a massive forest fire. You know. Well,
it all depends where you have a barbecue. You know, I've got a gas barbecue in my garden, just a few yards from where I'm sitting now.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, there's no danger there. I mean, if you are using a disposable barbecue and it's very dry earth around you, just take some sensible precautions. Bring some extra water with you.
Well, no, you're not allowed to do that, though, are you? You can't have any water, so therefore you're more likely to cause a fire.
Well, I'm sure people are very ingenious and can get around it.
It's a vicious circle, though, isn't it? And also this thing that really disturbs me the most out of all of this when I got home from being away, the suggestion that you should actually snoop on your neighbours and you should tell the water company that somebody next door is watering, you know, secretly watering their azaleas. You know, shocking.
Well, this all came in with the COVID restrictions, though, didn't it, Mike? Where we were told to sort of, grass on our neighbours. Yes. For breaking restrictions. It's very un-British. It's not something that we do at all.
No, it really isn't.
It sounds a little bit like it used to be in East Germany with the Stasi and all the Stasi's informants. We don't want to lead our lives like that in Britain. No. I don't think the majority of people will.
No, I don't think they will, but I was rather disturbed to see that some people were doing it. So we've got George Eustice from the Environment Secretary saying hosepipe bans must come in now. We're getting we're going to have another hot week, but I don't know what it's going to be like up there, because people in Yorkshire were telling me over the weekend that it's been raining up there.
There was a little bit of rain here in East Yorkshire, but we're a very dry part of Yorkshire in East Yorkshire, just about 7 or 8 miles from the North Sea, so,
right.
You know, drier. It's going to be another lovely week again, and I'm really enjoying this summer.
Well, listen, I was out yesterday afternoon, imbibing with a few mates, and it was beautiful. People walking around, wearing shorts, you know, wearing T-shirts. You know, Britain, if this is the future, let's not forget, it has been hot before. You know, I remember, you know, many summers being very lovely. And the point is this. What's wrong with that? You just have to, you know, you do different things. You know, you have to have more...
It's not... It's hotter than it usually is, but I mean, apart from that heat wave that we had, about 3 weeks ago, where it got up to sort of 100 degrees Fahrenheit, I mean, it's been sort of comfortably in the 70s around... or in the 80s. It hasn't been to the point where people are dying because it's really, really
well, what happened? Do you remember just before... Do you remember just before I went away when we had those 2 very hot days when it got to like 40 degrees or something? We were told categorically by many experts, including people in the NHS, thousands of people are going to die. Now, nobody died, right? And is anybody asking that question? You know, who are these bozos who keep warning us that terrible things are going to happen? And when they don't happen, nobody seems to question it.
Well, it's just part of the nanny state writ large, really. I mean, we're told that we have to take bottled water with us when we go on the London Underground. You know, I've never done that, and I'm still here.
Yes.
I don't know whether I was taking my life into my own hands doing that, but I've never done it, and I'm still here. Maybe it's because I make sure that I'm properly hydrated before I go on the tube.
Yes. Well, I mean, I've just come back from Italy, where it was a good 33, 34 degrees pretty much every single day. Nobody told me to carry a bottle of water with me. Nobody told me to not stand in the sun. Nobody said, make sure you're wearing a hat. None of that. You know, they were just enjoying it because that's what happens.
I know, and I've seen your photographs as well.
They were great. What a great place, I have to say.
Now, it was seafood.
And I'll tell you what, that scorpion fish was tremendous. Let's talk about the leadership race, because you've got a keen interest in that. Liz, you've been writing, I think, in favour of Liz Truss. Where are you at the moment? What do you think is going on?
I think Liz Truss will win it. I was at the first hustings in Leeds about a week and a half ago, and I would say at about two-thirds rather. Of the room in favour of her. I don't think very much has changed, and of course a lot of MPs are coming across to her because she is seen as the winning candidate. So I think it will be Liz Truss. She was not, as you know, I think she was not my first choice. I would have preferred to be bad enough to go through, but the Conservative MPs left members, of which I am a member of the Conservative Party, 2 choices, and I think out of the 2, I think it has to be Liz Truss. I'm afraid Rishi Sunak is not someone who I think will make a particularly good Prime Minister.
No, and I think an awful lot of the members of the parties would adhere to your point of view. Andrew, good to talk to you. Enjoy Bicester. Try not to get too suntanned while you're out there.